he made his first film, Ankush, where the prayer, which is also being in all the schools, the prayer is read in the morning. इतनी शक्ति हमें देना दाता कि मन का विश्वास कम न हो. Thank you, sir. Sir, आगे. Can we have a round of applause for? Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your presence in this very important summit. My friends, the next important speaker that we have among us is the Archbishop of Vasai, the Secretary General of Catholic Bishops' Conference of India. Archbishop of Vasai, he was ordained as the Prince of Bombay. He was incardinated to Roman Catholic Diocese of Vasai. He was appointed Archbishop of Nashik. He was ordained as the Bishop of Oswald Cardinal Crisis and appointed the Archbishop of Roman Catholic Diocese of Vasai. We are really honored to have the presence of Archbishop Felix Machado. Please put your hands together and welcome with a round of applause Archbishop Felix Machado ji.
I also would like to express my deep gratitude to someone whom I call my revered, in a way, guru for bringing people of all religions together. Our friendship goes for last 40 years, I would say almost. And I have been invited here many times just to share my greetings and my witness of the good work that is done. Dear friends, both on the dais as well as sitting in front of me, Namaskar. I stand before you filled with deep conviction that our earthly longing for peace, if we persevere in building it, can lead us to lasting peace. It is urgent that peace be given a chance. However, not just once, but repeatedly with renewed vigor. Young and old, rich and poor, learned and simple, keep asking, somewhat cynically, because of what they see around, will there be ever peace in our society and in the world? Uninterrupted and increasing scenes of hatred and violence seem to show no sign of abating. Rather, covert and overt armed conflicts continued against the background of the geographical and political tensions that exist in many regions of the world. This reality gives the impression that not only cultural diversity but also religious differences are causes of instability or threats to the prospect of peace. As religious leader myself, I keep asking, is it true that religions cannot become part of the solution? Should religions be always perceived part of the problem? We are meeting here with the best of intentions against the background of G20 summit, which will take place in a couple of days in our own country. I am proud that my motherland, my country, is the host of this event, because I am happily looking forward with hope that peace will be the topmost priority on the agenda. What is the point of good economic prospects if there is no peace in our hearts? If there is no peace in our families, if there is no peace in our society and in the world around us? In a world based on market economy, spirit of gratitude, dialogue, and solidarity should reign. Religions cannot but be vehicles of peace. Yes, peace awaits its prophets. And I see in Dr. Karad one of the living prophets of peace. This symbol stands as a witness to what he believes and how he brings people as simple as me together. Vision of peace releases energies for a new language of peace, for new gestures of peace, gestures which will shatter the fatal chains of divisions inherited from history. We cannot pretend to close our eyes to hatred, violence, and killings because it is quite evident that peace, wherever it still exists, is continuously threatened. What is the appropriate cure to this hanging sword of hate speech which sparkles violence? So believers of all religions should keep coming together in favor of peace, or else our lack of coming together can be instrumentalized by forces of evil intentions to foment hatred, violence, and warlike situations. The paradox of our society is that on the one hand, people seek peace, while on the other hand, all suffer from the dire consequences of war and terrorism. In a globalized world, peace or conflict are no more locally containable forces. Globalization has been capable of unifying economy and trade, but not the hearts and minds of people. We need to live out and build a spiritual unification through ongoing dialogue, leaving no one in isolation, no one behind. Dialogue can disarm those who become violent, and dialogue can stop them, for violence only destroys. Religions are channels which can bring God's message of peace and love. Opposed to this, a violent person who instrumentalizes religion contradicts this truth of religions. A healthy atmosphere of plurality, which should by now be a fact of any civilized society, will not harm fidelity to one's own religious identity and will not present any aspects of indifferentism and apathy around us. The world needs peace as dearly as the world needs bread, in order not to be imprisoned by its past and by fear. We can overcome fear by our openness to one another, by our mutually expressed gratitude, and by our concrete gestures of solidarity. We have come together in the name of the humble and the poor of the earth. Ours is a great responsibility of bringing hope to those who seem to have lost it. We must do everything so that hopelessness and indifference do not prevail, for God's name is peace. Shalom, salam, shanti, Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you very much, sir, for your words of wisdom. My friends, I mentioned to you earlier this morning that when we had the World Peace Prayer, it was really a very, very beautiful sight in which we saw all the religious leaders present here on the stage were holding hands and praying to the Almighty for the world peace. And now, I'm going to invite our next special guest of this session, the spiritual leader of Muslims in Azerbaijan and member of Muslim Council of the Elders, spiritual leader Honorable Sheikh al-Islam Allah Shukur Parzadeh. My friends, he began his religious education in Lankaran and later pursued advanced studies in Uzbekistan, attending to the Mir-e-Arab Madrasa in Burkha and Tashkent State University, where he completed his religious education in 1975. Upon returning to Azerbaijan, he assumed several significant roles within the religious community, including acting secretary of Caucasus Muslim Office and leadership position at the Tazapir Mosque at Baku. In 1980, he was elected as the chairman of Caucasian Muslims Office and became Sheikh al-Islam, a position he had held for many years. Please put your hands together and welcome with a big round of applause, Sheikh al-Islam al-Shakur Parzadeh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Vessalatu vesselamu ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve ashabihi ecma'in. Uca Yaradan'ın adıyla muhterem Cenab Kol Dirham, muhterem Subhane Amrita Şvari, Pananda Piri, Puri, değerli devlet, din, ilim ve içtimaiyet kadimleri. İlk növbədə Hindistanın G20 sədrliyi çərçivəsində 10-cu dinlərarası foruma dəvətə görə minnətdarlığımı ifadə edirəm. Bu forumunun iştirakçılarına Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti Cənab İlham Əliyevin salamlarını və Azərbaycan xalqının xeyir dualarını çatdırmaqdan şərəf duyuram. Allah Teala Kur'an-ı Şerif'te içerimizde yaxşılığa çağıran, xeyirli işler görmeyi buyuran ve pis əməllərdən çəkindirən bir cemaat olmasını bize tavsiye etmiştir. Bugünkü görüşümüzde məhz bu amalla milyonlarla insanları temsil eden din xadimləri bir araya gelmişler. Qədim mədəniyyət məskanı, sivilizasiyalar məkanı Hindistan torpağında bugünkü forumun münaqişələrə, terrorizmə, zorakılığa, irqi və dini ayrı seçkiliyə son qoymağa çatdırılması, sülhü və əmin-amanlığı tərənnüm etməsi, bəşəri narahat edən qlobal ekoloji problemlərə diqqət ayırması təqdiri layiq haldır. Hörmətli forum iştirakçıları, biz din xadimləri həmrəy olaraq dindən siyasi məqsədlərlə sui-istifadə hallarının, terrorun, nifrədə çağrışın, ksenofobiyanın bütün təzahürlərini dini məbədlərə və inanclı insanlara qarşı törədilən ekstremist hərəkətləri qətiyyətlə pisləməli, dini rəmzlərin, müqəddəsliklərin təhqir olunması hallarına qarşı etiraz səsimizi ucaltmalıyıq. Necə ki, Roma Papası Fransisk və Əl-Əzhərin baş imamı Şeyx Əhməd Təyyib arasında Abu Dhabi'də imzalanmış insan qardaşlığına dair sənəddə Məkkə bəyannaməsində Beynəlxalq Müsəlman Ağsaqqallar Şurasının məramlarında dünya və ənənəvi dinlərin liderlərinin Astana qurultayında dini liderlərin ikinci Bakı samitində G20 dinlərarası forumlarının qəbul etdiyi bəyanatlarda bu məqamlar aydın təsbit olunur. Qəbul edilməlidir ki, təhlükə dindən deyil, dinin siyasiləşdirilməsi, din adından siyasi məqsədlər üçün sui-istifadə olunmasından irəli gəlir. Təəssüflə qeyd etmək istəyirəm ki, son zamanlar bəzi beynəlxalq dini təşkilatlar tərəfindən sülhə və asayişə xidmət etməyən xalqları qarşı durmaya təhrik edən, ardıcıl bir tərəfli mövqe tutan qərəzli təbliğat aparılmaqla dövlətlərin daxili siyasətinə müdaxilə edilməkdədir. Bu xüsusda vurğulamağı vacib sayıram ki, hər hansı siyasi prosesə qiymət verən bütün beynəlxalq təşkilatlar, o cümlədən dini qurumlar ədalətin yanında olmalı, həqiqətlərə əsaslanan məlumatlara üstünlük verməli və düzgün yanaşma nümayiş etdirilməlidir. Hörmətli forum iştirakçıları, müqəddəs Quran-ı Kərimdə buyurulur ki, yeryüzü islah olunduqdan sonra orada fəsad törətməyin. Bugünkü forumun əsas mövzuları olan iqlim dəyişiklikləri, ekosistemin pozulması, qida və su çatışmamazlığı, müharibələr və nüvə təhdidi hər gün bəşəriyyəti, özəlliklə gələcəyimiz olan uşaqların təbii insani hüquqlarını təhdid edir. Eyni zamanda insanlar arasında təcavüzə, zorakılığa və ayrı seçkiliyə təhrik edən nifrət çağırışları müasir texnologiyalar və sosial media vasitəsilə bütün dünyada geniş şəbəkəli sistem olaraq qlobal miqyasda müxtəlif ölkələrdə hərbi və soyqırım cinayətlərinə şövq edir. Biz müharibə dəhşətlərini və fəlakətlərini yaşamışıq. 30 ilə yaxın qonşu Ermənistan tərəfindən hərbi təcavüzə məruz qalmış Azərbaycan xalqı öz prezidenti ətrafında sıx birləşərək beynəlxalq hüquq normalarına, BMT nizamnaməsinə və onun 4 qətnaməsinə əsaslanaraq Dünya Birliyi tərəfindən tanınan ərazi bütövlüyünü bərpa etdi. Biz bugün işğal dövründə dağıdılmış milli, dini, mənəvi abidələrimizi bərpa edir, işğaldan azad edilmiş torpaqlarımızı minalardan təmizləyərək yenidən qurma işləri aparırıq. Qürur hissi ilə deyə bilərəm ki, təmsil etdiyim Azərbaycan tolerantlıq, multikulturalizm diyarı olaraq mədəniyyətlər arasında dialoq və səmərəli əməkdaşlıq imkanlarının yaradılmasında aparıcı müsbət rol oynayır. Azərbaycanda din və məzhəb ayrı seçkiliyinə yol verilmədən bütün dini icmalar bərabər hüquqlarla təmin olunur, ibadət və ayinlərini sərbəst şəkildə icra edirlər. Bu, bizim dövlətimizin milli, siyasəti və dini dəyərlərə olan ehtiramın göstəricisidir. Hörmətli forum iştirakçıları, dinlər, sivilizasiyalar arası dialoq və əməkdaşlıq 21-ci əsrin vacib məsələsidir. Bugünkü tədbirin dünyada dinlər arası əməkdaşlığın dərinləşməsi, sülhün və əmin-amanlığın bərqərar olması naminə bütün təşəbbüslərini dəstəkləyir, Hindistan dövlətinə və xalqına tədbirin yüksək səviyyədə təşkili və qonaqpərvərliyiniz üçün minnətdarlığımızı ifadə edirik. Dua edirik ki, uca yaradan bütün xoş məramlarımıza ravad versin. Amin. Esselamu Aleyküm və Rəhmətullahi və Bərəkatuhu.
Thank you very much, Sheikh al-Islam al-Dashur Barzadeh. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts and words of wisdom with us. Now, we have yet another representation of Baha'i community on stage. Madam Marzia Dalal, I would like to request her to kindly address the gathering. Please put your hands together and welcome with a round of applause, Madam Marzia Dalal.
I hope I can be heard. Okay, thank you. On behalf of the Baha'i community of India, it's my honor to convey its regards and greetings to the organizers of today's forum and to all the distinguished guests who are present. I am speaking about the Baha'i faith, which is usually referred to as the world's most recent religion. In fact, it is. The Baha'i faith was established in the mid-19th century, in 1844. And those of us whose history is strong will know that mankind in the mid-19th century was rather primitive. And within 200 years, less than 200 years, we do not recognize the kind of history that we have evolved from. Social order, human rights, certain acknowledged standards of living are now universally acceptable, and they are not considered to be privileges anymore. It's interesting to know that even the Universal Declaration of Human Rights was only adopted as late as 1948. But since 1844, the Baha'i faith has been propounding principles and concepts which are a part of faith and religion that actually laid a very firm foundation for what we accept as normal human rights today. The Baha'i faith was founded by a messenger of God, Baha'u'llah. It's a title, and it means the glory of God. The Baha'i faith does not see itself as a separate or an isolated religion or movement. Rather, we see the Baha'i faith as a part of an age-long process of the spiritual enlightenment and education of mankind. This process, we believe, has come from the creator of the universe, God, who we look upon as our parent, our most loving parent. And he has sent down to us through recorded history and perhaps earlier, his message of guidance and education that has guided mankind to understand its reality. When I say reality, I'm actually referring to a reality that encompasses every aspect of the human being. And one of those that is least acknowledged or spoken about is man's spiritual reality. How would we, for instance, have come to have the faith and the conviction that life is not merely limited to this physical world alone? It is religions down the ages that have opened our mind to the fact that human beings are not just body, mind, and emotions. Human beings primarily are soul and spirit. And religion has taught us that this reality exists, that this reality is the core of being human as differentiated from animals and other living beings, and that this reality is destined to continue eternally. And it survives this mortal life. The principles of the Baha'i faith have been very forward-looking. Today, a lot of them have been accepted. But when we look back at the state of the world in the mid-19th century, only then can we truly appreciate the advances that have been made in terms of the principles that were established and given by Baha'u'llah at the time. The primary principle of the Baha'i faith is the unity of mankind. At a time when even the extent of our planet had not been fully discovered, the Baha'i community understood that it was created as a single entity, that mankind was one, always destined to be one. Indians are aware of the phrase Vasudeva Kutumbakam, which in a way has always turned our minds to the fact that mankind has a collective reality. This unity today is understood by the Baha'i faith not to be something that separates us, but which brings us together. And it brings us together despite all the many barriers that have been put up that try to divide us. Barriers of nationality, sadly barriers of religion, of birth, barriers of language spoken, barriers of belief. Of course, diversities exist. Diversities are good. Diversities allow the human race to progress, but diversities have to be subjugated to an understanding of our essential unity. And when we speak of unity, can we forget the one half of the human race that is not mentioned in the word mankind? And that's womankind, right? And so, amongst one of the most dramatic principles of the Baha'i faith in the mid-19th century was the proclamation that in this day and age, man and women were equal. Equality does not imply equality of roles. It is so clear that only the woman was created to be the mother, to be able to bear and give birth to the children. But the Baha'i principles very clearly separate status from position. And therefore, men and women have different roles in society, less and less so, one must say, but it does not affect the inherent equality of the races. For this to happen, we have to remove prejudices from society today, ingrained prejudices, many of which are hidden. But they damage the fabric of society. And Baha'i communities everywhere are seeking to become involved in the life of society and bring us closer to a true equality and understanding of what we were created to be and what we need to aspire to be. Since we are at this gathering, I wish to say a last few words about the harmony of science and religion. Religion would degenerate into superstition if it wasn't for the sound reasoning of science. And the Baha'i faith appeals to people everywhere that religious faith is sacred, but it becomes a positive practical force when it is linked to science and scientific principles and understanding. And I would like to close this brief address today by reciting for you a small prayer from the Baha'i writings on unity. O my God, unite the hearts of thy servants and reveal to them thy great purpose. May they follow thy commandments and abide in thy law. Help them, O God, in their endeavor and grant them strength to serve thee. O God, leave them not to themselves, but guide their steps by the light of thy knowledge and cheer their hearts by thy love. Verily, thou art their helper and their Lord. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Marzia Dalalji. Thank you very much for your words of wisdom. My friends, today we have the presence among us of Madam Pushpita Awasthiji, who is a renowned poet, author, and an ambassador of world peace. Recently, her book titled Ahimsa Swar, The Echo of Non-Violence, is published. I would like to request Shri Rahul V. Karat sir to kindly felicitate and welcome her on this prestigious stage of Interfaith G20 Summit. Please put your hands together and welcome with a round of applause Madam Pushpita Awasthi. Thank you very much. I would now like to request her to kindly address the gathering.
नमस्कार विश्व शांति के भक्तों और G20 के आराधकों, आप सब यहाँ एकत्रित जिस मिशन के लिए हैं, उस मिशन की शुरुआत जब ये वर्ल्ड पीस डोम बनना शुरू हुआ, उसके पहले से मुझे लगता है कि विश्व में G20 के लिए जो देश इससे पहले सक्रिय रहे हैं और भारत के बाद जो देश सक्रिय रहेंगे, उन सब की केंद्र स्थली पूना का ये वर्ल्ड पीस डोम बनेगा, क्योंकि G20 के जो गुणसूत्र हैं, जो आदर्श हैं, जो लक्ष्य है, उन लक्ष्यों को बताने के लिए जो विश्व के आराधक और चिंतक हैं, जिनकी मूर्ति आप इस कक्ष में भी, इस भवन में भी और इस भवन के बाहर भी आप देख रहे हैं, ये सिर्फ मूर्तियां नहीं हैं, ये चिंतक पुरुष हैं, ये विचारों के महापुरुष हैं, जिनके भीतर विश्व की शांति धड़कती है, जिसको उन्होंने शब्दों में संचित किया है। इन मूर्तियों के माध्यम से और आप सब साधकों के द्वारा जो शब्द विस्फोट हो रहा है, वही G20 में जो सूत्रात्मक रूप से जो बातें कही गई हैं, मुझे लगता है कि वो अपना स्वरूप ले सकेंगी। इस विश्व शांति डोम के बनने पर मेरे भीतर जो प्रभाव पड़ा, उसको लेके मैंने किताब लिखी, अहिंसा के स्वर, इको ऑफ नॉन वायलेंस। इस इको ऑफ नॉन वायलेंस में हार्ट बीटिंग ऑफ द नॉन वायलेंस है, हाउ टू क्रिएट इन योर हार्ट द पीस ऑफ हार्ट बीटिंग। ये सारे शब्दों के साथ मुझे लगता है कि हम सब एक सही रास्ते पर हैं। पिछले माह मोदी जी जब पेरिस में गेस्ट थे, अतिथि थे, तो वहाँ पेरिस के प्रेसिडेंट ने उनसे कहा और उन्होंने अपने वक्तव्य में कहा कि भारत के पास विश्व के विकास के सूत्र हैं, भारत के पास विश्व के विकास की है, कुंजी है। अब पूरा विश्व इसे स्वीकार करने लगा है। अपने भाषण में G20 के अध्यक्ष ने आज संबोधित किया और कहा कि पूरा विश्व अब भारत की रिलीजियस शक्ति की ओर देखेगा, पूरा विश्व भारत की धार्मिक शक्ति की ओर देखेगा, क्योंकि भारत के पास जो धार्मिक शक्ति है उसमें विश्व के सभी धर्मों के गुणसूत्र हैं। उसमें सिर्फ एक धर्म नहीं बोलता है, विश्व के सारे धर्मों का अनहद नाद है भारत के धर्म में, भारत की शांति में, भारत के दर्शन में। भारत जब धर्म की बात करता है तो विश्व दर्शन की बात करता है, विश्व दृष्टि की बात करता है, जिससे हमारे और हम सब के विश्व गुरु विश्वनाथ कराड़ जी हैं। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं आप सबको धन्यवाद देती हूँ और मैं सोचती हूँ कि भविष्य में हम लोग G20 का जो सफल परिणाम होगा उसके साथ भविष्य में मिलेंगे। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, madam. With this, my friends, we are coming towards the conclusion of this inaugural session, but now it is time for you to pay a little more attention towards the next instructions. My friends, after this session from this hall, we all are going to get split in 4 different halls. All these halls, or I would say gatherings places, are below one level of this same auditorium. Okay, you have to just get down one level below of this hall. There would be 4 concurrent sessions happening now. I repeat, there would be 4 concurrent sessions happening now. There are 4 venues for the same, namely Mahatma Gandhi Hall, Gautam Buddha Hall, Nelson Mandela Hall, and Joseph Smith Hall. In Mahatma Gandhi Hall, you will have religion, ethics, and technology. In Gautam Buddha Hall, you will have role of business in peace. In Nelson Mandela Hall, we will have discussion on women empowerment. And in the Joseph Smith Hall, we will have the discussion on social cohesion, stable societies, and religion. You are free to choose the topic. You are free to choose the topic of your interest, and you can be at the hall of your choice. I repeat, after this session concludes from here, immediately we are going to start with these concurrent sessions right below this particular hall, where you will find all these 4 venues. Please get associated with any discussion. After this concurrent session, we will have a small lunch break, and after the lunch break, again, in the same format of concurrent sessions, we will have the next 4 sessions. So please understand the schedule in which we are going to move forward today. My friends, with this, I would like to request and invite the President of Interfaith G20 Summit, W. Cole Ramji, to kindly propose the vote of thanks. Okay, should we continue? Okay. So with this, my friends, we are coming towards the conclusion of this particular session. I request each one of you to please remain seated till further instruction, because we are going to capture a memorable photograph before we disassemble. I would like to request all the dignitaries to kindly come forward downstairs for the memorable photograph. और मैं सभी फोटोग्राफर्स से विनती करूंगा कि वे स्टेज पे आ जाएं. सभी फोटोग्राफर्स से विनती है कि वे स्टेज पे आ जाएं. And I request all the dignitaries to kindly go downstairs for the group photograph. All these are very, very important moments, historic moments, I would say. The dignitaries are getting down for the photograph. Photographers na vinanti ki त्यांनी वर यावं, stage वर या. सर्व photographers-नी stage वर यावं. सर्व फोटोग्राफर्सना विनंती की त्यांनी स्टेजवर यावं. आणि all the dignitaries are assembling. I would now like to request everyone in the audience to rise in their seats for the photograph. Please rise in your seats for the beautiful photograph. Let's get ready for the beautiful photograph of this inaugural session of Interfaith G20 Summit. The photographers are ready, and we are capturing the picture-perfect moment of Interfaith Summit 2023, shaping world peace and sustainable development through interfaith harmony. Such a beautiful moment from here on stage. Believe me, my friends, it's looking absolutely beautiful. Presence of such luminaries and everyone in the audience is has made this session a success. Thank you very much. We would now continue to the concurrent sessions. I would request to open all the doors so that audience can move downstairs one level below for the 4 halls: Mahatma Gandhi Hall, where we will have religion and ethics; Gautam Buddha Hall, the role of business in peace; Nelson Mandela Hall, women empowerment; and Joseph Smith Hall, social cohesion, stable societies and religion. I request to open the main gate